Everyone, and welcome to the B&T Sportstalk show. Thank y'all for joining us this wonderful Sunday evening. As you can guess, we will be talking about some NFL football, covering our teams, hopefully covering your teams as well. Man, great evening. If y'all probably listened to us before, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate it. B. Well, first off, I gotta shout you out. We gotta shout out because we talked about B last time. I think you won. What did you win last time? Some tournament or something?
I think I played like a softball tournament.
Softball tournament, that's right. B won a tournament, champion. But B is taking on he's taking on a different challenge. He's competing in golf tournaments now. He's out here in the area, in the Nevada-ish area, taking on some tournaments out here like Happy Gilmore. He's out there from, what was it, Thursday through Saturday?
We played, how long we played golf? Thursday through Saturday.
Yeah.
We played the practice round on Wednesday. My dad and I came up Tuesday night. We didn't get into like 1:30 in the morning. And then 4 days of golf, man. But you know what I like about it though is like I'm not physically beat up. Am I tired? Yes. I'm more mentally tired than physically tired. But man, it was a lot of fun. My dad's actually been trying to get me to go to this tournament for like the longest time. And I've always said no because I was heavy in softball. And then this year, trying to quit softball, was like, all right, I'll go. So I got back into golf, spent 5 months practicing, getting ready for this tournament. And I think I had a pretty good tournament. I'm not going to lie. I think I did.
There you go. And what place did you finish?
So they had two divisions. They had the A flight and the B flight. And I played in the B flight and I finished in third. The golf ranking is a little weird though, right? So Thursday and Friday we played for positioning, and then they took the top four and put them in basically like the championship round. And if anyone knows golf, it's like you golf Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then the leaders go out on their separate way on the final day, because you're basically competing in that field to win the tournament, right? So it was kind of nice to be a part of that championship field, man. Honestly, I was nervous as hell, but it was fun, dude. That was probably one of the kind of the funnest things I've done in a while here. Don't get me wrong, I love softball, but man, there was nothing like being at a golf tournament and being in that final round and playing against some of the best guys that have been in that tournament. So it was a fun day to say the least. So finishing third, only lost 2 golf balls, so I'm kind of happy about that. Wasn't Tiger Woods to say the least there.
Then he had the red shirt on today.
I thought about buying a red shirt just in case I made it to the championship round, and I didn't, and I'm kind of upset about that because I ended up in the championship round. I do idolize Tiger Woods as one of my sports idols here, for that there. But dude, it was fun nonstop. We had a banquet, award ceremony after that. Took home a little cash, lost a lot of cash. But overall, it was a good time, man. I'm not gonna lie. How was your week, by the way?
Oh, my week was fine, man. Filled with, mainly working. This weekend was pretty chill. Went out and saw a movie. And then...
What'd you go see?
Did
you go see him?
No. I wanted to see him, but we had this plan with my brother and my son to go see the Demon Slayer movie. So we went and saw that.
Dude, I've been hearing great reviews
Japanese
about
animation,
that.
So
how was the movie?
No, it was good. It was good, man. If you want to get into that, you got to start all the way from the beginning, though. Otherwise, you don't know what the heck's going on. But it was fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get lost a little bit. So maybe you can give me the rundown after the show, because I haven't been in the movies in a while, so I do want to see him.
I do want to see him though, because
it looks terrifying.
It looks scary, and the character that Marlon Wayans plays looks eerily similar to a guy named Michael Jordan with the rings. Well, no, they did the rings and the finger. I thought there was some similarities there.
I thought there was too here. But no, I can't watch it, man. I can't watch scary movies. I'm gonna watch them through my hands. I ain't gonna be able to pay attention to it.
Yeah, well, hey, man, it's some fun. So I'm gonna try to catch that. I may have to wait till it comes out. If I don't catch it in theater, it's gonna be on stream in a month anyway. So either way, I'll end up seeing it. That's the way movies are these days. They don't stay in the theater.
I know you do. That's the worst part. Not to get off topic or anything, but it's like, what's the point of going to the movies when in like a month or two it's gonna be on some sort of streaming platform?
Absolutely, yeah. Superman, right? That was out. That
was
just came out
quick.
Yep. Absolutely.
God, you remember when you had to wait like almost a half a year just for a movie to get on DVD?
On DVD
You could
though,
go
you
buy?
still had to go. Yeah, you had to go buy that thing, and it
Yeah.
cost like $25, 25 bucks.
Yeah, now it's like $30 because it's in 4K and all of that good and all that good stuff, you know?
Exactly, and back then that was probably the cost of two people to go to the movies. So
And food.
it
Don't
made
forget the food part.
okay, yeah, and popcorn because it's ridiculous right now. Like before we went to the movies, we literally hit up the dollar store and just got candy,
That's
soda,
way to do it.
everything stuffed in our pockets. Went in, and then I just bought one bucket of popcorn. Everything else we already had. So
Bro, now they got those movie theaters where they have waiters and waitresses coming up to your seat in the middle of the movie. I'm like, dude, I
I'm not
don't
paying
need
for
you.
that.
Nah.
Like $100. So
It's
you
like
know,
$35, man.
yeah,
Screw
no,
that.
man, come on, $100 for some popcorn that was it's popcorn. You know what I mean? Come on, it's not hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in 100 years. It's popcorn.
It's literally Colonel Oil Butter.
There you
That's
go.
all it
Boom.
is.
Boom. My point exactly. All right, well, let's jump into it, man. Unfortunately, I guess we got to start with my Raiders, and you know, this game was super lackluster. Dude, Jaden Daniels didn't even play. Okay,
Let's start with that.
I thought coming in this, the Raiders had a great opportunity to get themselves back from that loss last week, get back into the win column. You got a chance to go 2-1, respectable. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about it before, where I felt like this season was going to be one where they would at least be competitive. Well, this wasn't that. This was not that game. The Raiders defense was giving up points. I mean, I looked up and they were down 7-0. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just went to the bathroom. What just happened? Why are they down 7-0? And it kind of continued through the rest of the game. I mean, the Raiders had no way of stopping a Washington Commander team that was without their starting quarterback, but continued to kill us in the run game. Big play after big play, from Nichols with the 50-yard run to the punt return to, it was just like, what is happening? And if you look at this overall stats for the Raiders offensively,
They don't.
You might think that, hey, they played pretty well. You know, we had Geno Smith, 289 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, didn't throw any interceptions, but was sacked 5 times, and we'll definitely talk about that. You had Ashton Genty, who, 63 yards, serviceable. They got 93 yards. You had Trey Tucker, who had a great game. 8 receptions, 145 yards, and had a couple of huge plays. 3 TDs overall for the game, 61-yard reception. Bowers was kind of not doing a whole lot this game. Mayers, who looked like he was injured at one point, but had a nice little game there. But, man, I tell you, man,
Sorry.
What happened?
I just watched Scatterboo just, instead of trying to gain extra yards, the dude just lowered his head and just ran into somebody. I really like watching Scatterboo.
Just do it. I mean, he only got one speed, man.
It's just forward.
Forward. That's it. He had a good run earlier in the game too for that touchdown. That was dope.
He used his head as a battering ram to put into the defender's chest. It was hilarious. Sorry, let's talk about your team.
So look, I mean, honestly, what this comes down to is the Raiders just gave up a lot of big plays. They gave up a huge run. They allowed Mariota to really get going. He did some things running the ball as well with his feet. And they did not do a good job of game planning for this style of team. I just felt like, their defense was not to be found. The stats for the Commanders don't jump off the page, but what does jump off is 201 yards rushing. 201 rushing, all 3 touchdowns rushing. The Raiders' run defense was ghost. And that's kind of what killed them in this game, man. It was tough to watch, man, because, like I said, it seemed like the Raiders got something going, and then right away Washington just went down the field and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't produce enough offense to keep up.
Scored a few touchdowns on you guys.
Yeah, a few. They couldn't produce enough offense to keep up with how leaky their run game was on the opposite side of the ball. So
I think we can establish that you guys have an offensive line problem here.
oh yeah, oh for sure.
Because you look,
for sure,
Genty was 63 yards. Yeah, that's one thing. But did you see how tough he had to earn those 63 yards? Like that was a tough running day for him, man. But it's hard when you can't get downhill fast enough because you've got defenders already past the line of scrimmage. Like it just makes it challenging for a running back to get going there. And so, and to be honest, Genty's not a left. He's not an outside runner. He is a between the tackles kind of guy. So you can't really cater an offense. He's not that fast to get to the outside that quickly here. So it sucks, but I think you guys have an offensive line problem that no one, because they're gonna point the finger, right?
Well, five sacks. I mean, your quarterback gets sacked 5 times. I mean, so yeah, they definitely do have a problem. I thought Geno Smith sometimes, you can get on Geno sometimes because he'll throw in the coverage, or he tends to, be a little trigger happy and throw some picks, but he didn't do that this game. He was pretty polished for the most part, but he did spend a lot of time running for his life. Yeah. And so because that combined with the fact that you're not able to stop their run defense at all equaled a very long night or long morning for the Raiders. So it's a tough loss, and you hope that they find a way to kind of come back and play better. But if this thing starts to go down the toilet, if they start losing game after game after game, it really goes back to what I said at the beginning of the season. We're really trying to float the boat and try to, I guess, stay relevant or at least win a few games here and there. But that's not going to be enough for the Raiders to really move forward. They really need to think about changing. They really need to think about getting younger and just turning this whole roster over, man. Honestly. Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, I hear you on all those points. Sorry, I thought we were having technical difficulties because.
Yeah, I saw it in the chat. I don't see any. Did you hear any?
I was listening to the audio for a little bit. It sounded fine on my end. But look, you made a good point. Geno Smith running for his life. Yes, he is a mobile quarterback, but he can't be doing it every single play. And he's got great targets. The fact that he who was it? God, I just had these stats up here. Tucker. The fact that Tucker had 145 yards with Geno Smith running for his life most of the day.
Yeah.
Again, it is impressive there, but for the length of the season though, that's not going to work for you. In a way here, especially in kind of a division that could be opening up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you could find yourself competing in this division because Kansas City's 0-2. All right? So the way you look at it, you still have a game up on Kansas City right now. And from the looks of this Sunday night game, if it wasn't for the Giants, it wouldn't be they wouldn't be looking too good. But look, 1-2 right now. You can't pull the alarm just yet, but you have to kind of raise a little bit of a siren. Like, hey, this offensive line is not cutting it right now. And that really needs to be the center of attention because at some point, someone's going to get hurt. And your hurt guy will be your starting
quarterback. Yeah, it happens every time. Yeah, it's so they got to figure it out because they don't. There really isn't a backup plan here with the Raiders. And
Aiden O'Connell, what you mean?
Dude, oh my God. You know how many times we put that dude on the field? Russell going deep. Oh, man. He was almost intercepted.
Dude, that is a large helmet in the...
boy. God, they're both down. Yeah, man. Sorry, we're keeping an eye on the Kansas City game. Not that it has any real relevance, unless
you're a Raider fan.
Yeah, well, we need the loss, but look, the bottom line is even if Kansas City continues to lose, the Raiders got to find ways to win. And
neighbors too.
Yeah, that was not good. Boom. Yeah, that was helmet to helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. But that was the incidental. He wasn't really trying to tackle him. He was just running by. But that did not look good. But anyway, Malik Neighbors goes helmet to helmet with the Kansas City safety, unfortunately, in the end zone. Looks like he's down, and he's still down. So.
Oh, and then Cook fell on his head. All sorts of shit going on in there.
It looks like a situation where Giants may end up without their number one wide receiver.
They got Scatterboo. That's all that matters.
That's not in this game. They're losing, man. They need more than Scatterboo. They need a big play.
That's true too.
But yeah. So I'm gonna try to hold in there. We'll see how the Raiders do. The division is wide open. Denver is 1-2 right now because they lost to the 3-0 Chargers, who are a good team, but not overly impressive. So this thing is open. This thing is open. So come on, Raiders, get that offensive line together. Get Geno Smith off his back, and hopefully they can find a way to open up their offense a little bit more. I don't know. I think they should try to get Genty out on the edge a little bit more. They've got to do something to try to open it up because right now they're trying to get in between the tackles, and it's not happening. Everything gets clogged up pretty quickly. He's not a big back, so he's not a guy that's going to carry guys with him. He's a guy that's got to, get in. He can make some plays physically once he gets past that first level, but he can't. He's not a guy who's going to be able to move offensive linemen at the line of scrimmage here. So they got to find a way to get him going.
I think simple screens would
I agree.
Definitely help out a lot. Trying to at least get him going. It's hard to get going when you're getting just smothered in between the tackles and just getting dogpiled by 320-pound linemen, right? Like, it's going to take a toll on the body at some point. So I think spreading out the offense would be good. Brock Bowers, we didn't talk about Brock Bowers that much today. He had a pretty quiet game.
He had a pretty good game. I mean, but most of the ball, whenever Trey Tucker does what he did, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to give him the nod. I mean, Bowers had 4 receptions, 38 yards. But when you got a guy with 3 TDs, 145 yards, ideally, you should have enough offense to help at least be in a competitive game, but it's their defense, man. The defense the Raiders defense did not do a good job.
They weren't on the field. They were on the field most of the time, so they were burnt out from that there.
Yeah, kind of. They gave up some big plays, so there were times where they got off the field pretty quickly too. But you're right. They spent a good deal of time on the field too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Just terrible, man. Just terrible.
All right, dude. It's the third game of the week or season, so it's like let's give it 3 more weeks before you absolutely have to hit that panic button. Yeah. If they win next week, then you're like, okay, we're back in it.
Right.
So give us some time.
All right. Well, let's jump into game of the week, and this is a game I watched. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, B, but it was.
Watched it while I was driving, doing all sorts of illegal shit.
Undefeated Rams taking on the undefeated Eagles in Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial. And, man, this game, the first half, looked like the Eagles played the worst first half you've ever seen. I think Jalen Hurts had like 20 yards throwing or something after the first. It was ridiculous. Oh, wow, and the Giants don't want to win. I'll let you catch up to that one. Oh, flag on the play. Uh-oh. Maybe they're safe. Good pass from Russell. They got the ball in there. Got the look like a 15-yard gain, and then the wide receiver coughed the ball up.
God, why would I have some stickum on my hands?
Right.
They're pointing. I love it when there's a flag call and they're all pointing at each other.
All the refs are pointing everywhere.
You did it.
Pass interference. Oh, and the Giants are saved.
Yep.
By the pass interference call, because that was a fumble. McDuffie, who is a top tier corner.
McDummy.
Who is he holding? Oh, well, he was holding the guy that caught the ball.
But yeah, that game with the Eagles and Rams, dude, like you said, the Rams came out and played a flawless first half.
They did.
A flawless first half.
The Eagles play like crap.
Yeah, and you would have figured, all right, here comes the Eagles' first loss, right? Because let's be honest, the Rams have played the Eagles tough over the last. I think they played them twice last year. One in the regular season, one in the divisional game. It was pretty competitive both ways.
Yeah, they were up 26-7 at one point.
Yeah, and you would have figured that they would have been that game would have been a blowout there. But in the second half, the Eagles, let's call it what it is. The Eagles let Jalen Hurts just go do his thing, and the minute they did that, he opened up big time. Oh, there goes big old Scatterboo.
Scatterboo.
And then you saw you saw their offense start to move there. AJ Brown finally had a
Brown. Yeah, he woke up.
Yeah, well, I mean, they barely used him the first 2, to be honest.
Well, they tried to go to Saquon, but Barkley was getting 8. I mean, he wasn't doing anything. Like he was pretty much not a non-factor in this game. And I think they figured out a little late, but they needed to open up the playbook, and Hurts was going to have to throw the ball because the ground game was not going to work. Although Hurts got some stuff going on the ground, but it just wasn't going to be a Saquon Barkley game. They had to throw the ball.
No. And then special teams saved it for the Eagles on a blocked field goal.
Because honestly, they were about to lose this game, folks. As much as we said about them coming back, the Rams did a good job of holding water late in the game and gave themselves an opportunity right at the end of the game to win the game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, great play, like you said, B. Special teams got the block. There goes Scatterboo. Here's your boy.
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
But it's getting tight. KC. 12 minutes left. They're moving.
Is that Dart in the game as quarterback? Oh.
Is it?
No. Yeah,
there it is.
There goes Scatterboo.
Oh boy, Dart is in the game. So when did they make that change?
Just for a handoff, maybe.
What the heck? Oh, because they were trying to threaten for him to run. I don't understand that.
I don't know.
No, he's in the game for the next play too.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is it. This is the handoff. If he scores a touchdown here, that's it. No. No. They're just handing off Scatterboo.
Anyways, but yeah, the Rams gave the Eagles everything that they could handle today. Yeah. From every aspect there, and even in the final possession there, they really made Eagles fans sweat it out there. But kudos to the Eagles special teams. I think Carter blocked one field goal with his bicep. Can you imagine having a football kicked and then your bicep blocks?
That last one got blocked by two people. There were like two arms there. Like like it never even
like hit a bunch of road bumps and never made it across.
It never even made it. No, it did. It wasn't even the one that kind of goes doing and goes.
No, it was bad.
Right back.
But let's talk about something that has been a big topic of discussion here, and that is the good old tush push. It took a lot of heat last week because of the Eagles basically running it where you can't really call if there's a fumble, that someone's offsides because of how close packed that setup is. The refs have a hard time trying to call it. Look, the league tried to ban it. It didn't work the first time around. They're trying to push for another ban. I don't think it's going to work. T, do you think that the tush push is just a play that should not be allowed in football, or should it just be a play that everyone adapts? And does it ruin the game of football?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Eagles is the main culprit. I think the Bills do it a lot. The Bills do it too. There's a few teams, but mainly it's the Philadelphia Eagles when we talk about the tush push where people are getting tired of. And I think that's because they just won the Super Bowl. And so obviously there's going to be a lot of attention on the game and on their team as a whole. But I don't think we should try to go in there and try to change the tush push right now because let's let it play out. Okay,
but is that something every team should just say do?
Might as well. I mean, that's what's happened in the past. It's a copycat thing. You follow and do it, or you don't do it. It doesn't matter. But I don't think it's enough to where we're looking at it and we're saying, oh my gosh, this is winning games. Like this is the play that's upsetting the league and is changing everything and yada yada. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think so.
No. Well, I mean, look. Remember in baseball, earlier this year, the Yankees rolled out these torpedo bats, right? Three players hit home runs, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, we need to get a torpedo bat, right? So people adapt to changes in the league, especially if it's going to be beneficial for your team.
Yeah.
If you don't like the tush push, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not fun to watch.
But it's working. So why not just incorporate it in your offense? You know what I'm saying? We've already got linemen grabbing running backs and throwing them into the end zone, right? This does not change with the tush push. The only difference is it's happening from the line of scrimmage there. So adapt it. Honestly, just use it here. Bruce coming in saying Raiders with the win. Oops, my bad. LOL. Hello, gentlemen. Bruce, your team looks so lackluster right now playing the New York Giants. You are making Scatterboo look like a future MVP in the making.
Not only that, but if they win this game, they're going to have the same record as the Raiders.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
Bruce. In all honesty, we're also hoping you're having a great weekend as well.
Yeah.
Your Chiefs team as well, but you came in with so much haterade last week, we needed to make sure we jumped on it first before you got to it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man. So I mean, the tush push thing again doesn't bother me. Give it some time. Teams will adapt to it. If we get into the Super Bowl or late in playoff games and this is when it's going to become the hottest topic, right? If we start getting into playoff games and guys are getting tush pushes to get touchdowns, yeah, then you'll start to see a little bit more. Or maybe we don't. Maybe Philly doesn't get as far as we think they do, and it becomes a non-factor. We just kind of have to wait and see, man.
But let's be honest, though, right? Is the tush push winning them games?
No. I mean, it can. It can.
But how often does it come down to it? It really doesn't.
I think honestly, like I said, I really think we're just talking about the Eagles, and where it does win them games is those 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s. That's where you're getting killed. It's not the last play of the game. It's just a death by 1,000 tush pushes throughout the entire game. Now, in this game, we didn't really have to talk too much about a tush push, really, because this was a game they had to throw the ball to win. They weren't going to tush push their way past 26-7. Like, they had to throw the ball. So this was one of those games where I felt like it was a big deal. And I think in most NFL games, there'll be a play here and there where a tush push makes or breaks a team. But in most cases, it's not a big deal in my book. No. It's not a big deal.
I'm honestly, I'm not mad with it. I'm not against it. Does it suck to watch? Yes, but guess what? That's part of the NFL.
Yeah.
The Eagles are running something that every team has the capability to run. No team just wants to run it. That's not their problem. It really isn't there. And the worst part is the league has allowed for defenders or for offensive linemen to basically push their player into the end zone, quarterbacks, wide receivers.
Absolutely.
That's like the Eagles' problem. The NFL said we're going to reallow that because beforehand you couldn't get assistance by doing that.
Right. Exactly.
Then the NFL allowed us. You know what the Eagles said and did? Oh, we're going to make a play that just works right in that favor there, right?
We're going to put a fullback or running back behind the quarterback, and we're just going to push.
Throw his ass in there.
That's right.
So, no, that's not no one's fault, but the NFL's competition committee. That's who you need to be mad at because they allowed for that to enter back in the league, and now the Eagles have taken full advantage of it, and it's a legal play. So, yeah.
That's it. That's all, man.
I don't know why I got so fired up with that.
Hey, man, it's tush push. Get you going. Right. So let's talk about another topic. We're only 3 weeks in, but there are a few teams that we should give some credit to and talk about, and that's some of these undefeated teams. We've got some undefeated teams out there that should be there, and we have some teams that are kind of a surprise. Let's talk about the ones which we already know deserve to be 3-0, and we kind of knew it was going to happen anyway. The Buffalo Bills being 3-0, that's not a big deal. They're in a crappy division. They play with the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. All suck. The Bills pretty much are going to win the division. They already won the division as far as I'm concerned.
Let's put it like this. That division, outside of that 3-0 Bills, the Patriots 1-2.
Yeah.
The New York Jets 0-3. And the Dolphins, who just got beat by the Bills, 0-3 as well.
That's a wrap.
Yes, we called it at the beginning of the year. It's going to be Buffalo's division. There's nothing really that's going to surprise it there. But there's rumors now about the Dolphins head coach getting canned.
Yeah.
Look, stop going. Oh, sorry, I'm watching Patrick Mahomes run for his little life. Stop blaming the coaches. All right. You put a scheme out there, and in all honesty, it's up to the players to run that.
But can we talk about that a little bit? I think they were trying to be, the speed team, right? We've seen this before. They're trying to be the quickest team. They had some of the between Waddle and Hill, some of the quick hitters, guys that get down.
H-in as well.
Yep, getting downfield as quickly as any team can in the NFL. But let's be honest, man. I mean, it's kind of a gimmick, right? Like after a while, teams figure it out. And as much as speed kills, we know that in the NFL, you got to have more than that. And I just don't think that the Miami Dolphins were going to be able to do or run this style of offense 3 straight years, especially with a quarterback that is not going to play the entire season, and make this work. So I don't want to beat the coach up too bad on this, but I think this edition of the Dolphins is done. Let's just be. From my opinion, I think it's over. It's over.
Patrick Mahomes just got absolutely laid out,
Yeah,
but a great throw. And the
yeah.
wide receiver caught the ball for the Chiefs. Who
Look
would
at
have
that.
thought?
Look at that.
Who would have thought?
And they're moving the ball because they gotta get points on this drive. They have to.
Oh, Jesus. I love watching guys get blown up out of bounds. So the AFC East is a terrible division. Can we agree?
Yeah, it's whack. Now
Perfect.
Okay, so we gotta talk about the Indianapolis Colts, man.
What the hell, man?
The Indianapolis Colts.
Daniel Jones, woo!
Danny Jones. Daniel Jones has just had like a resurrection of sorts after being let go from the Giants, and he went into a very good position with a team that already had some, pretty good offensive pieces, especially Taylor, who absolutely tore it up today. Jonathan Taylor, I'm gonna try to let me find the stats here, but my man went crazy. Well, come on, where's the dang game? But the expectation for Jones coming into this was pretty low, and I had no expectation for this guy. I'll be honest with you. I did not think Jones was gonna come in and do anything. I'm like thinking, okay, he goes to the Colts. That's cute. They got rid of Richardson, right? They decided he wasn't going to be the guy going forward. They bring this guy over who got paid by the Giants and then got let go and released not that, like a year and a half later. And I just thought, no big deal. Little did I know that this guy was saving, I guess he was just salivating at the opportunity to play for the Colts. And he's been tearing it up, man. He's been absolutely on fire. So I got to give him credit, man. He's been very good.
I blame the coaching staff in New York, and I blame them for not giving him a chance, right? Like, they ran him out of New York so fast. Oh, that was a absolute dime. And a wide receiver held on to the ball.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. What happened?
Mahomes just threw a dime to Thornton.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was a dime there.
He tried to drop it too. Did you see that?
Yeah, he
tried to drop it.
But he was like, "Oh, I better hold on to this." Oh, he dropped it. Never mind, he did drop it.
He did? Where's the Oh no.
Yep. Ground caused a fumble. He had no possession of the ball.
Wait. Let me see where's the replay? Hold on.
It's coming.
All right, so we got since we got a KC fan in the building, I gotta say this.
Ball said ejecto-cito, cuz.
How does it feel watching the best quarterback in the league play with the worst wide receiver core in the league? How is that possible?
Oh, that was a good pickup of both blitzes, though.
How is that possible? How do you have the best quarterback with the worst wide receiver core? This is ridiculous.
But yeah, back to the Colts here. Jonathan Taylor had 102 yards rushing today, 17 carries. He had 3 tutties today here. But the man, Daniel Jones, 18 for 25, very efficient here. Of course, only had 1 touchdown, but it's the efficiency 228, dude.
Oh, he caught that one. The same guy in the same place. You got to be kidding me.
Phillips, come on, man.
Really, Giants? And that catch was even more difficult. This doesn't make any sense.
Oh, well, yep.
No, he caught that one.
Oh, yeah, he did.
But that was way more difficult of a catch than the first try. So,
sure was.
Just so everybody knows what we're talking about, Patrick Mahomes goes back to Thornton in the same spot of the field, and he catches a much more difficult catch versus the one he dropped previously where he was wide open.
Yeah, why would we make it a catch easy on us, you know?
And there it is, the game is over.
Just about.
No, that's
Who's that? Is that Pacheco?
No, that's not Pacheco.
Or is that Kareem Hunt?
That's Hunt, man.
Oh. That is Kareem Hunt. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a wrap. But so Daniel Jones, I think, has been a huge uplift for the Colts. I'm just curious what you think about the Colts going forward. Do you think the Colts, is this a team? Well, let's look at their division, which I think sucks.
It sucks. What do you mean?
Let's look at their division.
That division sucks.
It's kind of looking like the Colts have a pretty darn good opportunity to win this division because the Texans have been on the worst downhill slide I've seen in a while. the Titans are in rebuild mode. Jacksonville's 2-1, but they are not fun. They are not a very fun team to. Did something just happen?
Yeah, just unsportsmanlike celebration.
Oh,
When Kareem Hunt just went like this, I don't know.
oh, okay. I thought he.
You know how the league is sensitive for guys enjoying playing football?
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez Louise, man.
But yeah, no, I think Indianapolis has a great opportunity to not only make the playoffs.
Let's put it like this:
they're gonna win this division, man.
They got a tough test coming up next Saturday or next Sunday against the Rams in LA. If they walk out of that with even just a competitive game, or they win this game, then we start putting a little bit of like hype behind the Colts.
A little speck
here.
on their name, just a little bit.
I will put a little speck, as Birdman would say, put a little speck on my name. You heard me?
There you go.
But if they walk out of this getting their ass blown out, then no.
Which might happen because the Rams defense is pretty darn good. It's not going to be an easy day.
But look, they beat the Dolphins at home handily. It took an extra personal foul against the Broncos to get that field goal kick to win the game, and then they rolled into Tennessee, who's going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, that's not
and picked up a handled victory there. So yes, they are 3-0. We will respect that there, but it all comes down to, all right, cool. You beat teams. Now you're going to play a really good team with a really good defense on the road. If you compete, I'm putting respect on the Colts name, but if you get blown out,
back to where you were.
Yep.
Go back to where you were.
To the old dumpster that you guys
mediocrity.
Yeah. Yep. They walked down there like, ooh, sunlight, and then the Rams slap you around like, oh, we'll close the dumpster. We'll stay back in here.
All right. So let's jump on. We got another one. So this one's an interesting one, and a lot of folks before the season have been predicting this team to be very good, and that's the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Chargers, they are 3-0. Herbert had a good game. He had one big throw where he was on the run going to his left.
He got slapped in the face before he made the throw.
Yeah, threw right, got the touchdown. That was impressive. That was an impressive game. It was a close game, but they managed to pull one out. So impressive win for the Chargers. I don't know how I feel about them yet, though. I think they are a good team. I just don't trust Herbert, man. He's had this thing where he gets injured, misses time. So I don't know. I think the Chargers definitely will be a playoff team. I still feel like Kansas City could. We're only 3 games in. If KC starts to win games, Denver is going to continue to win games. I don't know that the Chargers are able to hold this throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it yet. They are a good team. Like I will not take that away from them because their wins have been pretty big. They beat the Chiefs again. That they basically they're 3-0 against the division.
Yeah.
Right now, their first 3 games have been against the division, and that helps with seeding to win your division.
Exactly. Yeah.
They get the Commanders in a couple of weeks here. They get the Colts, and we'll see how they are after that. There, honestly, I'm looking at the Chargers schedule, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a cake. It's a little bit of a cakewalk here.
Yeah, they got the Giants, Commanders, Dolphins. Then they've got a nice little row. They play the Colts and the Vikings back to back, but then they end up with the Titans, Steelers, Jaguars, Raiders. So, they've got some game. They got a few back-to-back games that are pretty tough, but they won't see anybody
Eagles
tough.
And Chiefs.
Yeah, but they don't see those guys for another 4 to 5 weeks. So
it's gonna be a tough sled for them. But I mean, if they get to being honestly, I really don't see them losing up until for a while. When you look at this schedule, man,
I think the Commanders, the Colts, and the Vikings are going to be a tough matchup for them.
Like I said, next week when the Colts and the Rams play, we'll see what kind of team the Colts are.
That's true.
So for now, I'm saying that the Chargers beat them, but if the Colts show out, then that becomes a hard game on the schedule there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm just curious to see if Herbert can stay healthy. I think they'll be all right. Their defense has always been pretty good. They did lose Najee Harris, but he wasn't a huge part of their running game.
Yeah, but they have Hampton now.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's not like that's a huge loss for them. So I'm not sold on either because I'm thinking at some point you're going to see a situation where
Trey Lance comes in.
Yeah, exactly, where Herbert's not going to be the starter. So we'll see if he can last the whole season. I think that's what's going to define how far the Chargers go. Plus, you got Bo Nix, you got the Broncos, who played them very well today. It was a close game. They only won by 3. So, they're not heads and shoulders above any of the other teams. So I think it's going to be a very competitive division, and I'm not sure that the Chargers can hold on.
Here comes Bruce. Lions and Chiefs beating the Ravens' ass. No pause. We'll find out. We play each other 2 weeks from now. Yeah, you better be on that show in 2 weeks, Bruce. I can't wait for that. We're handling the Lions tomorrow night. All right, and they're short turnaround. We're gonna go into Kansas City. All right, and we're gonna slap you guys across the field with that offense. Because if the Ravens offense is nothing to mess with. All right. Just like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with, all right?
Hey, as long as Derrick Henry don't fumble the ball,
that'll be all right. Don't put that in the universe like that, T, okay? I ain't trying to have you do that. Damn.
Anyways, so, moving on to our next 3-0 team is none other than the Eagles. The Eagles had a very impressive win today. I don't think there's anything to talk about with this team. They're in a division that's surely winnable. They're the defending champions. Dallas is a lump of garbage. The Giants are trash. The Commanders are without their starting quarterback. I think the Commanders are the only one team that can challenge them, but overall, I think the Eagles got this locked. I don't think there's anything to discuss, man. This team is what they are. They've got Saquon Barkley. Didn't really get the run game off today. We talked about the win earlier, but they've got enough defense and enough offense to beat any team in the league at this point. So,
look, they got tested today.
They did.
And that's nothing against the Rams. The Rams are a really good team. I think I had them 1A, 1B with the Niners to win the division. Yeah. But they came back and won. In a game like that, when you're down that much in the third week of the season, 90% of the teams are laying up, right? And all right, we're gonna wear this one. We'll get back on track next week. The Eagles literally came back and fought with vengeance and took a W today. But it's gonna get real interesting because they get to face another 3-0 team next week.
Wait, who they got?
They got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We talking about them next, yeah.
Yep. And so, but look, you're not a measuring stick until you play the Eagles, right? So we might as well just roll this one into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also 3-0.
Yeah.
They haven't really played against a good team right now, right? They won 2 road games, the Falcons and the Texans there, and then they barely got by the Jets, right? So really 3 close games to start the year.
Yeah.
And now you get the defending champs rolling into Tampa Bay. So let me ask you this, T. If they beat the Eagles, how do you stack that 4-0 team if the Bucks do get 4-0? Where would you stack them in that NFC at that point there?
Well, I would definitely
they better?
I wouldn't say they're better than the Eagles, but I would definitely kind of push them up, especially in winning that division, which they probably will end up doing. And then also, being a team that has an opportunity to clear a bye week. So, but here's the thing: the one thing I love about the that's critical, and I love about the Bucks is that they're like the David and Goliath type thing. With Baker Mayfield, they've always played very well against good teams. Last year they lost a lot of games by less than a touchdown. And they played very well against the Lions, Eagles, and other teams too. So I expect them to show out and really come to play. I don't know if they'll be able to beat the Eagles, but they're a team. They've got with Bucky Irvin, with Mayfield, who, despite his size and stature, is just complete. He's a complete dog every single game. Comes out and plays the same fire every single time. And I like them. I think they're a nice. They're a nice little team that most teams or most NFL pundits or wherever you're talking about kind of pass over. And I think they kind of have that mentality of we're the underdog, and they play like that every time they go out.
Yeah.
And play. So I like them. I think they have a chance to make it a very competitive game against the Eagles next week. I don't know if they'll beat them, but yeah, if they get past the Eagles, I would put them in. I would definitely kind of push them up. I think Eagles are the clear one, but I would push them a little bit ahead of the 49ers, who we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers do. I mean, look, yeah, they're gonna win that division because that division is
It's
pretty
pretty whack.
pretty bad. But again, you get a measuring stick this coming Sunday with the Eagles rolling into town. So you treat this game like it's a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Because if you look at it, that's who you're gonna have to end up getting through to get to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well just play this like if it was that moment there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really
Absolutely.
measure yourself that way. So I that'd be maybe the game of the week next week
Yeah.
that we get.
Definitely looking forward to it. So let's talk about the last one, but not least. Now will be the San Francisco 49ers, who
Cake
have kind of
schedule.
tripped and fallen into being 3-0. They've had a lot of injury concerns. Obviously, their quarterback did not play. They've lost George Kittle. They're dealing with the suspension, and it's a mess. But that, in spite of that, they are still 3-0, and they found a way to win games. So you got to definitely give them some credit for that. Looks like now Bosa might be injured. So my only take on this is that they're not going to be able to keep this up. With these amount of injuries, playing in this division that's that competitive, this is not a team that's gonna be continue to be undefeated for very much longer. Now you're right; they do have a soft schedule, and that'll probably help them. But man, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Rams are all 2-1. All it takes is one loss, and this whole thing just flips on its head. So I think it's great that they were able to start with all these injuries that they got through, start, and that's great for them. But as far as the impact on this game, or excuse me, on their division, it's going to be tough, man. What was that? I just watched. Did you just see that? What the hell? What is Russell Wilson doing?
Yeah, I'm watching that lady's
he
facial expression
he
right now.
threw
Say
the
it all.
ball. He threw the ball away like 2 straight times when they needed a touchdown to stay in the game. That makes no sense. Why is he throwing the ball away in the back of the end zone?
Oh no,
That was
but
dumb.
this is gonna spark the conversation of Dart starting over Wilson, and then Wilson's gonna go out there and throw like 500 yards again.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, let's talk about the Niners are 3-0. Mac Jones has filled a very big role here
Yeah.
for that a really tough game. Um, Very slow start offensively here. I mean, unless we're thinking that Arizona's defense is that legit to hold the 49ers, or if the injuries look, regardless, the Niners came out with the win when they probably weren't supposed to win with a very healthy Arizona team here. So they muscled that one out there. Mac Jones has just been irrelevant for these guys, man. I mean, he's the main reason why the Niners are 3-0, because you don't win games like that, especially on the road or at home like today, with the backup quarterback in a close game like that.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, this dude was a top pick, when he got drafted. And the Niners were the ones that were looking for him. And, obviously we know what happened after that. They went with Trey Lance. But Kyle Shanahan is really enjoying having Mac Jones as his quarterback here. But I think the big thing for them is on the defensive end. Mykel Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia, has been a godsend to the 49ers. He is helping Bosa out a lot. Now, depending on what this knee injury is going to be with Bosa, Mykel Williams may have to step up. And not saying that he's not doing it, because he's actually making an impact right now. But if Bosa's out, that opens up a big time hole in the running game for opposing teams who have a decent running back, and the Rams have that coming up.
The Niners, the 49ers and their fans make me sick. The amount of the bounty of assets they've been able to just happen upon over the past 5 to 7 years is ridiculous. Okay, and so anytime you hear a Niner fan complain about anything, just tell them to shut up, because at the end of the day, you literally picked a guy at the very end of the draft who played in the Super Bowl. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on. Passer and you get out of here. Get out of here. It's
Coming out
ridiculous.
of their
You
butt.
yeah, you traded for the number one running get chips and a stick of gum. Okay?
Yeah.
And Bijan Robinson. Get out of here. It's ridiculous. Seriously.
I know.
No
Traded for Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. He said, caught the Raiders internet. We're having some technical difficulties. Leave us alone, Bruce. Worry about your own team right now. um,
Now, don't worry about it. You can still hear me, so just you hear my voice.
oh man, the Giant Stadium emptied out pretty quickly there.
Yeah, it's because they know it's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah. Look at that schedule, Bruce. Look at
It's
next week,
over.
buddy. Look at next week. Look who comes into town. Be pecking Patrick Mahomes' eyeballs out with our beaks.
Oh,
I don't know where I was going with that.
well, I mean, you are. I mean,
You got where I'm going. You got me on that one.
oh man, let me switch my mic out. Hopefully, y'all can still. Can you guys? Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Okay. My USB is being very strange. But in any case, yeah, man, I think I don't know, dude. It's it was
Everything good over there, man?
yeah, man. I'm just trying to make sure I get this thing down because it's not behaving properly.
Kind of like Chiefs fans, not
Yeah.
behaving properly. Black hole internet, lol. I'm sorry, that was actually kind of funny. Not to laugh.
hey, man, I'm doing my best. All right.
God, that was a good one, Bruce. I'll give you that one. That
You
was
try
pretty
doing
funny.
this.
That was a good one. I'll give you that one, Bruce. All right, we got a little bit of time on our hands. We got about 8 minutes left. Let's talk about a really bad game today. The Panthers and the Falcons.
I thought you were gonna talk about the Seahawks and the Saints.
Oh, we gonna talk about that one too. But the Falcons, after coming in and just mollywopping the Vikings on Sunday Night Football, scored 0 points today and lose to the Panthers 30-0. Are you kidding me?
I
What
don't
the
know.
hell,
I
man?
don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. As Patrick Mahomes on fourth down, on third down, decides to throw the ball deep.
Well, good thing number 21 plays on defense. Jesus,
Yeah,
don't
I'm
let that
not.
ball
I
hit you in the
mean,
head.
shouldn't we just
Is
be
that a
well?
Debo? Oh, come on, a Debo. They didn't teach you that at Stanford, man. Oh, that's tough to watch. Jesus Louises, man.
oh man, but yeah, no, we had definitely had some rough games.
Michael Penix Jr., like, what the hell?
I don't know what happened in that game because I didn't watch much of it. I do that Seahawks game though was hilarious because I'd switched over and watched. I think it was the first quarter. They were already down 21-0.
Yeah, Sam Darnold had 2 touchdowns before
Yeah,
halftime,
it was rough. It was real bad. It was
and I
real
kept
bad.
his ass on the bench.
How did he not block that kick?
How did he not hit the kicker was even more impressive.
I don't know.
You
Hey, this game's over. Unless he throws for a touchdown right now, there really isn't much to talk about here.
Boy, I was hyping up Spencer Rattler for no reason this week. Jeez Louise, man. How did the guy go from being competitive against the Niners and goes on the road and throws that clunker up?
That
What
was
the hell, man? 44-13.
Seahawks were having a wonderful time. Seahawks,
I know.
the Sam Darnold was out there looking like Joe Montana. He had one pass where he dropped the ball right over the shoulder in the corner of the end zone. I was like, dude, this guy, he's on fire. He's on fire. There's nothing that they can do. Another clunker, the Green Bay. I picked them as my
Damn it,
dark
Green Bay.
horse. They go into
Jesus.
Cleveland and just poop their pants.
They literally browned themselves all game, man.
Oh man, it was so.
Malik Neighbors just got mollywopped. He got turned into a helicopter.
Why is Neighbors even in the game at this point?
I guess they're trying to make it competitive. I don't know.
I guess they get onside kick after a touchdown.
Yeah, you just have to announce it.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Oh my God, they're hyping up this. Why are they hyping this game up so much? Micah Parsons versus the Cowboys.
Because it's to get back as my My camera just completely fades out here.
Man,
I'm
man.
having fun today.
But yeah, man, Green Bay goes into Cleveland, right? And Cleveland has not looked impressive at all once this entire
They didn't look
season.
impressive in this game either. I mean, it was
Nope.
10-13.
They were up 10-0 going into the fourth quarter and gave up 13 unanswered points to the Cleveland Browns.
Oh
Come
boy.
on. And we're supposed to be hyped up for Micah Parsons against the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I mean, the
Please, man.
Cowboys will give up some points, so it'll be interesting.
They did because the Cowboys gave up 31 points to the Chicago Bears,
Yeah,
who
man.
got back on track. So good for the Bears.
Caleb Williams had 2 long. Ooh, Scotabo got scatabopped. That didn't hurt. That hurt.
Oh,
He's all right. That
that's
hurt.
not that's not hitting a defensive brick. Jesus.
Dang. Oh my God. I got popped.
Um, yeah, Cowboys gave up a whopping 31 points there. So I think the last time Green Bay went to Dallas, they embarrassed them in the playoff game, in the wild card game.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I think it was the last time that Green Bay was there.
Oh, and then Russell tries to throw the ball over. Russell, what are you doing? Just get Dart in there, man.
This may be a Dart sighting next week.
Yeah.
For sure. This may be a Dart sighting next week. So.
Oh man. All right.
Well, that's why he plays defense. Ball went right through his hands.
Yeah, it did. Second time.
Stupid defenders. Stupid defensive
That's why the DBs, they're not wide receivers, man.
Nope. Oh, we didn't talk about it. It's official. Joe Burrow's gonna be out for a long ass time.
Yeah, sucks for me because I got Jamar Chase on my fantasy team.
Yep, and the way. Oh, that's the other clunker today. Good God, the Bengals sucked in the first half of that football game.
Yeah, it was so.
Like what the hell? They turned the ball over.
The first half, it was the whole game.
They lost 6 snaps.
They lost 48-10. I mean, it's embarrassing.
Geno Smith internet, it disappears. That's a good one again.
Actually, Geno Smith, he played all right, man. It was our run defense. Our run defense. Yeah, man.
All right, Bruce, you got that one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one, Bruce.
I'm just gonna cut it off.
Carson Wentz, can't sleep on him. All right, he's still relevant, I guess. So not a bad backup to have while you have JJ McCarthy getting healthy here. So that's gonna be good. But damn, the Bengals are gonna finish in last again. Who would have thought?
Yep. We got to go back to the drawing board, figure it out.
Joe Burrow needs to figure out if he still wants to stay. I mean, he's gonna have to because they just signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to large extensions. So at this point, it's like maybe you do the. At this point, I'm looking at coaching wise. At that point, there.
Yeah, I think they.
I could be wrong.
Honestly, man, they gotta run. They definitely gotta run it back. But when they do, they might want to go ahead and buy an entire offensive line. I think that's what they need to do because.
Well, I guess you and the Bengals will be competing for an offensive line.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You know how the Raiders are. They might fire the coach at the end of the year. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Ooh, Andy Reid is gonna get his cheeseburger tonight.
I don't think he should.
It took Kansas City 3 weeks to play a bad team to get a W. So good for them, I guess.
Good for them. They got it done.
About to be 1-3 next week, Bruce. You hear me? 1-3. Sorry, that was a little aggressive. I'm sorry.
That's all right, man. It's all right. I feel you.
You got anything else?
No, I think that's all we got. Oh man.
No, sorry, that was big on y'all.
Camera fixed here. Sniping bonus. Anyway. But yeah, man, I don't think unless anybody got anything else they want to drop into the chat, man, I think that's all we got. Hit the games for the week. Got the Ravens playing the Lions tomorrow.
Ooh, can't wait. It's gonna be like 76-70.
It's gonna be a big
tomorrow.
Game, it's gonna be a good game, man. Good game.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, shoot. I think that's all we got, folks. So we will be back next weekend. Back for week 4. Getting into the month of October just about.
Yep. The last day of summer. Great.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Fun times. All right, y'all. Well, if y'all...
Bruce, your team's 1-2. Stop it. Go to sleep happy. You guys finally won a game. All right? I'll see you Sunday. I will see you Sunday, Bruce.
So we'll definitely be talking about that. The Ravens taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Will the Chiefs be able to generate enough points to win? Because they've been struggling to put points on the board as of late. But we'll see.
You know what team doesn't struggle to put up points on the board?
What's that?
The Ravens.
Yeah, or the Lions. So I'm very curious to see what happens tomorrow. It's gonna be fun.
Hey man, I laid off your team. Don't make me get back on your team now.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Well, that's all we got. Until next time, we'll see y'all. Remember to like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday evening. Peace. Yawns out.